Here's Hemerocallis, or daylily. This one here is seen a lot. This was one of the very few daylilies that was on the scene early on. And people say that it's invasive, but it's not, because it's sterile. And a lot of times when you see this growing along the side of the road, it's usually because there was a farmhouse there or an old development, and they tore it down and they never tore the lilies out. They're also called the ditch lily because they really do well in moist places and absorb a lot of water. So they can actually prevent flooding. And so farmers would plant these in areas where there was a lot of pooling, and I think it's a nice plant. Most of our modern daylilies came from this Hemerocallis. I remember studying it when I was in school. The other plant that's along here is sweet pea. You can actually see that growing in here. The pretty hot pink flowers, and the very, very fragrant flowers too. And then also this Cotinus, which I do believe is Cotinus Grace, which is a cross between the native and the coggygria, which is Cotinus obovatus and Cotinus coggygria. And this one here has been cut back to create this shrub form rather than a tree form, which needs to be pruned properly so that you have a trunk. It blooms on old wood, so when you cut it down in the spring, it will always put up a flush of new growth and not flower. So you have to decide what you want, flowers or no flowers. But here along the sidewalk. And then this grouping of lavender, which I think is really nice. It looks really pretty along here. As you brush by, you'll get some fragrance. The lavender is starting to open up fully, and then when they're almost open fully is when you cut them and bundle them and bring them in the house and put them into drawers for to keep moths away and to keep things smelling fresh. You have to dry them first, obviously, but you bundle them up and dry them. But lavender will have different smells depending on what type it is. So yeah, this is lavender. And again, another Cotinus.